What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and if you're new to the channel, you're gonna like what we do on this. We have got a 2018 Kawasaki Vulcan. This is not normally what we have on my channel. We normally do a lot of sport bikes, a lot of race bikes, stuff like that. But today we've got a Kawasaki Voyager 1700, and we're gonna be doing an ECU Flash on this thing and dyno tuning it. So if the customer brought this bike in, first thing he was complaining about, he just put a set of exhaust pipes on it. Now he's getting a little popping and backfiring. We're gonna eliminate that. And then he's also complaining of a real bad on-off throttle situation. So when the guy lets off the throttle, boom, it nosedives. When he gets it back, boom, throws his head back. And I rode it, and of course it is doing exactly what he said. You can feel it pretty easy. He has got a set of Vance & Hines exhaust pipes on it. And this is still remaining a dual system, and I think these are just slip-on exhaust, but like I said, just the slip-on exhaust was enough to throw it off and make it ride super bad. These things actually are pretty notorious for riding twitchy from the factory. Even with the stock exhaust pipes, we can actually smooth one of those out and make it run a lot better. We're gonna see what this thing does horsepower wise. Now, of course, the guy didn't necessarily bring it here to make this thing a rocket ship. He wants a little more power, yeah, cool if it's available, but the main thing is he wants this thing to ride and drive as smooth as possible. So we're gonna be going through, dialing this thing out. Man, Mike, look at it, he's so excited. He's ready to just kick back and cruise on this thing as he's on the dyno. So we're gonna see how it does. Go ahead and comment in the comments below. Let me know what kind of horsepower you think this thing is gonna make. Just to give you an idea, Harley makes about, depending on what year Harley, between 60 to 80 horsepower. Let's see where this thing ends up at. So you just saw the video of the baseline pull, and now we've got the ECU removed from the bike. Super simple too, by the way. If you want to remove this thing, if you wanted to send your ECU in and have it flashed, literally just pop the seat off, the battery's right there. The ECU sits right down in there. You simply just unplug it, mail us the ECU, and then we can work our magic on it. But back to the ECU tables, what we're working with today, let me show you some of the things that we can do. So we're able to disable the factory O2 sensor. The factory O2 sensor tells the bike to run in lean conditions. We want to eliminate that, plug that, unplug that, and we want to make that run at our air fuel ratio, what we tell it. We've also disabled the top speed limiter, so now we're going to be able to go top speed. I don't know what top speed limiter was on it to start with, but we're going to eliminate that. And then we're going to eliminate the deceleration fuel cut. So whenever we let off the throttle, the fuel injectors are gonna keep spraying just a little bit, and that's gonna give us that smooth on-off throttle transition. We're also able to lower the fan temps to keep the bike a little cooler. But another thing I wanted to show you is in the other maps, the ETV section. This stands for electronic throttle valve. And then here is the throttle percentages here that we're giving it, you know, how much gas, so 100% throttle. And then these are the amount of RPMs that the bike revs to. So we'll go back one more step to show you here. The rev limiter was set to 5,900 from the factory, okay? I went ahead and upped it to like 6,300 right off the bat. Just a little bit more RPMs. It definitely doesn't hurt the bike. The bike probably doesn't even benefit from pulling there, but we got it to where you can pull it all the way up to 6,000 RPMs without having to worry about hitting the rev limiter. Anyways, when we go to 100% throttle, back now on the ETV column, 100% throttle down to 6,000 RPMs, which is red line, 74% throttle. That's all you get, guys. Basically, it's 100% throttle. You're only getting 74% throttle. You can see here at 10,000 RPMs, it's showing 100. The bike don't even rev to 10,000. I don't even know why they have that table in there. So anyways, we're gonna open these percentages up. We're gonna make all this stuff 1-to-1. So if you go 100% throttle, it goes 100. If you go 94% throttle, you get 94% throttle. That's what we want. That's gonna give this thing a good bit more horsepower, a good bit more low and mid range. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how this thing gains. We also noticed too on our ignition tables that the ignition timing is cut back a lot. That's gonna help a lot too when we're able to run higher ignition timing, get more horsepower out of the thing, and the thing actually should gain fuel economy because the engine's not working as hard. We're able to make more horsepower at lower RPM, so it means the engine's not working as hard, so it's gonna get better gas mileage. And then of course, we're gonna go in here in the fuel maps, and we're gonna dial in the IAP, which is the vacuum map. That's basically the off throttle stuff or the light throttle. Then we're gonna go in and dial in the TPS table, which is gonna do everything from 0.5% throttle all the way to 100% throttle through all the RPMs. So we're gonna get it dialed in. That's his job, that's Magic Mike. He's ready for the challenge. Let's see what we can do. All right guys, we just got back from taking the Kawasaki Vulcan Voyager for a spin. This thing is super smooth and silky. I did take it for a test drive before we put it on the dyno to see what the customer's complaints were, and we totally fixed the issue. So ended up taking between 10 to 15% more fuel to smooth it out, and we were able to put a little bit of ignition timing in it to get a little better performance, but still be able to utilize 87 octane fuel if you wanted to. Now, if you wanted to do a 93 octane only tune, we could do that as well to get you a little bit more horsepower, but on this bike, I don't really think it's worth it. You're not gonna feel an extra 1 or 2 horsepower on this 800-pound machine. Magic Mike, he's loading up another one, but before we get started on this one, I wanted to show you what the final gains were. The red line is the before, and the blue line is the after. So this thing ended up peaking out at 97 foot-pounds of torque and almost 73 horsepower. So not too bad, not too big of an actual horsepower gain. The main thing that with this ECU Flash that you really benefit from is the gain in the actual cruising, just how much smoother the bike rides and drives. Now, could you do the same thing with a Power Commander? No, not really, because a Power Commander won't lower the fan temps. It's not gonna do some of the stuff that this ECU Flash will do. However, this is cheaper. You can get an ECU Flash done for around $215, where a Power Commander is gonna cost you $399, plus you gotta have it put on, plus you gotta have it dyno tuned, all that stuff. Where with the ECU Flash, we take the dyno tune that we did from this bike and apply it to yours, and we're able to modify it and tweak it to fit the needs for your bike. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Short and sweet. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you learned something from it. Comment and let us know in the comments below. What do you want to see us do next? As far as cruisers go, if you are a subscriber to the channel and you like seeing the cruisers on there, let us know in the comments. Smash that like button. Check us out, moremafia.com. That's where you can get all the merch and ECU flashes. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.